right, folks, we are back. It's the Alex Jones Show. I am Jason Bermas, sitting in. Alex on the line. Richard Reeves in studio. And Alex was making the point during the break, no matter what happens, Medina running for the governorship is a win-win because we are shining light on the real issues and we are gearing other people up to run in big elections under the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, which is now a novel idea in this country, Alex.
Well, Deborah Medina is the equivalent of George Washington winning that first battle a couple of years into the war at Trenton, New Jersey. They lost every battle, but they won that small battle, and that gave people the esprit de corps. It gave them that light at the end of the tunnel. It really buoyed them. And we had a big victory at Trenton 2 months ago in Copenhagen, but at the state level, where the real battle is, you look at Northcom, you look at Homeland Security, you look at the John Warner Defense Authorization Act, you look at the governor's board that Obama's created, it's all about taking over the states. They recognize the number one threat is the 37 states now moving to declare sovereignty, not secession like Perry says. He's demonizing the states' rights movement while posing as one of us. That's a true Benedict Arnold, just like Beck. It's very sophisticated, but what they're doing here is just by her gaining 4 or 5 points every week, if she had 2 more months, she would beat them hands down, no runoff. She may still win. Everybody's got to act like she can win. But now people will remember to take Ron Paul, Campaign for Liberty, Patriot, Infowarrior type candidates in other states for city council, mayor, state house, Congress, Senate, governorship, a lot more serious, and they will catch fire a lot faster at the grassroots. And so people are now lining up the next 3 elections, the next 3 years, and we're going to see other great champions of freedom like Deborah Medina. I think people, frankly, even more impressive. She's very well-spoken, very smart, great person. I think you're going to see some men step forward. They're going to be incredibly dynamite, more women stepping forward. So, again, this is another victory at Trenton. We've already won a giant victory that this is now international and national news, and the system is sending out their biggest guns, like Comrade Beck and the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Also, the Republican Party's running 3 Tea Party neocons against Ron Paul. Their true colors are being shown. This is a big victory. I'm going to throw it back to you and Richard Reeves. Great job, gentlemen. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Alex. And coming up in the next segment, Richard, for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers, and I want to get your take on this, I want to show the panel of the new Captain America comic book. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm holding it in my hand.
Actually, I have seen it.
Where they portray the Tea Party movement as racist white people. Now, right. You've been to these things. I see Latinos there. I see black people there. I see non-whites there. A lot of people would say that I'm not white enough. I mean, I'm at these things. This is total propaganda, and it's done through what used to be, an icon of American greatness, Captain America. He went after Red Skull and Adolf Hitler. I mean, this is the comic book character that reined in Hitler. And now, I read this thing, and we're going to put it up on the screen for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers. Basically, Captain America is doing a little recon. He's got a partner. Partner's African-American. And they're looking into the crowd, signs like America, not Americans, and then ones you would never see at a Tea Party, things like teabag the libs before they teabag you. See, the teabag thing is something that the fake left has used to demonize the Tea Parties. No one's talking about teabagging. We believe that, the Founding Fathers were onto something when they took on the British and they had their first Boston Tea Party. That's all this means. It has nothing to do with teabagging. Now, as the black gentleman looks into the crowd, he says, I don't exactly see any black people here, insinuating like, oh, this is some kind of a racist movement. So I want to get into that. I want to get into the mass mind control. I want to get into how they're going after our children in this comic book and much, much more. We're also going to take your calls. It's the Alex Jones Show. I'm Jason Bermas sitting in. Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.tv. It is the final hour of this worldwide broadcast. It is the Alex Jones Show. I am Jason Bermas sitting in for Alex as he's out on assignment. Alex has joined us throughout the program. We are in studio with Richard Reeves of Frontline Texas. And we were just discussing, and I hope we can bring this up. I know that it's over on the side there. I want people to see this. the Captain America comic book. There it is right there. Stop the socialists, teabag the libs. Again, the Tea Party movement really isn't about right or left. It's about us empowering ourselves through the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And those documents are really there to empower humanity. Those documents don't guarantee us anything, okay? God, our inherent human rights, guarantee us the rights to be free. And these documents just set it in stone. And now they're being eviscerated on every single level. So when I see Captain America, again, an icon, you know, my buddy got the Captain America tattoo this year. You know, I see little kids in the Captain America outfits. In one of the storylines about 2 or 3 years ago, because they've had several different Captain Americas, you know, I think it was Steve Richards at first, but it's someone different. They actually had a storyline where all of the heroes were forced by the government and the United Nations, the actual United Nations, to register. They all had to take their masks off and register. And Captain America refused to take his mask off, refused to register, so he got shot through the head. Wow. He gets sniped out and killed after a big court proceeding. So that to me was actually kind of positive. It's kind of showing, hey, Captain America stood up for privacy issues. He didn't go to the man. He gets shot in the head. But now they're using Captain America as a vehicle to demonize the Tea Party movement. What's your take?
Well, I agree with you exactly, because traditionally that's the way they demonize the Patriot movement in general, is by calling us racist, anti-Semites, etc., like that, and or just tinfoil hat wearers, kooks. And those things are wearing thin. I mean, basically because they've tried this racist thing over and over. That's just like when you try to talk about the illegal invasion, the border issues, etc. They have a difficult time moving that forward now with calling us the racist group or whatever, because that's, for example, down in San Antonio in the Tea Party movement down there are plenty of Americans of Hispanic descent down there involved in that party, in the Tea Party movement itself. As a matter of fact, my lovely wife, Catherine, she first got introduced into the Patriot movement via Glenn Beck, of all sources. That got her into this, and then it was at that very Tea Party function that you went to on April 15th of 2009 that she was actually a speaker there at that event and roused the crowd up even more than Glenn Beck did at that event. But she didn't know about the full spectrum of the New World Order until it was the info warriors down there like yourself, Jason, and Matthew Medina, some of the great activists down there in San Antonio, gave her a DVD, and she watched it. And
was it Obama deception?
I think it was Obama deception that she first saw, and that really helped wake her up. And then she's a quick study, gets on the web, and then all of a sudden she's on board full on. And so there's an example of how Glenn Beck, we leveraged Glenn Beck to bring in more people into the Patriot movement. So overall, it's good that he can at least wake up people to certain issues. It's like now, basically, when they talk about a globalist government wanting to come to power, a New World Order come to power, you know, used to people like that, we were called kooks back then. That's gone almost anymore. Now, basically, the only ammo they have to fight us with is trying to name us racist, and that's not going to work either, because there are great activists that are coming on of every color. We've got a gentleman named Apostle Claver out of Houston that he's bringing forth constitutionalists. He's a black gentleman out of Houston, very articulate. He's like an Alex Jones up there, just fiery, talking about the Constitution, talking about God-given rights. And so the people of color are starting to come on this movement. As a matter of fact, that's part of what I've been working on at the grunt grassroots level, is saying, all right, look, we do need to bring in more Hispanic people, especially here in Texas. We've got a lot of Hispanic people here, and you know what? Bottom line is they're conservative and they're American, and if they just remind themselves of the Constitution, they're constitutionalists and they appreciate the God-given rights.
When we come back, I want to discuss some of the other great candidates that are out there. I see that you brought a list with you of other people that are Constitution-minded, that are behind the Bill of Rights, that are for the people. Remember, a government for and by the people?
Exactly.
I can dream of it again, folks. We'll be back after this. It's the Alex Jones Show. I am Jason Bermas sitting in. PrisonPlanet.tv, Infowars.com.